All right, excited for this next project that we're going to be doing, which is going to be a side hustle project. And I'm going to be giving my example speech. This is a little bit different than some of the other ones we've done. So I wanted to go through this with you to make sure you understood it. And this is the opener slide. And so our side hustle is going to be Triumph Sports. It's going to be my sports camp business. But this is literally this is literally what I went through in 2004 when I was trying to figure out whether or not the business would be viable or not. So the problem that we're going to face and that we're going to try to solve with our hustle or our small business is that children's ministers are overworked and churches need more children's programs. In fact, a lot of children's ministers think they have to take it upon themselves and they try to do everything themselves and they get burnout. Here's an example of two pastors talking about burnout as well.
You put it out on Twitter about burnout, and it really, when I saw the definition, I said, man, that's a really good definition. That burnout is a symptom that we are going beyond God's limits and leading in ways that belong to someone else. How did that definition come out in?
Yeah, we were talking about, it's such a common theme, right, of burnout in leaders. And Jerry actually had commented to me that it was a moral failure, burnout. And I was like, so we had a nice discussion about it. And of course, she was thinking of me first in our history. That because the understanding is that if in leadership that we're managing, we're stewarding everything well, beginning with our own lives, and people are trusted.
Okay, and really what they're saying here is that, like children's ministers in particular, they're trying to do everything themselves, and they're taking on roles that they should be finding other people to do, that they should either be finding volunteers to oversee or other church leaders to delegate to or contractors to find to be able to fill a specific problem. So we think this problem is solvable because we feel like if we can bring in a sports camp business into a church, we can offer them a chance to be able to have one more way to connect with their community without adding to their plate. So, our side hustle, the proposition is to run sports camps at churches that are totally turnkey for the churches. And we're going to call this business Triumph Sports. And we are seeking a $200,000 investment because we believe our business will be successful. We believe that churches will want a reliable, consistent contractor to come in and offer a program that brings people through their doors, that uses their gymnasium at a time where it's basically sitting there empty. They're heating and air conditioning this gym and it's not even being used for anything. Monday through Friday, typically like 9 to 5, nothing's happening in the gym. The weekends are busy for the gym. So the church really has nothing to lose here. They have an opportunity to be able to run a great camp without really having to do anything other than turn on the lights and open the doors to make sure that everything's ready for us. Our first argument is that Upward Basketball or Upward Sports showed us that churches wanted sports programs. This company was founded in the late 90s, and what they did was they came in and they offered leagues to churches. Here's an example of an info video of a church that's offering a basketball camp or basketball league.
We're excited that this Saturday we're kicking off the 2021 Upward season. And it's great that it's going to be here. So I'm Pastor Brian here at Hollowell Church, and this is where we host middle and high school Upward basketball. So I just want to give you a quick walk through what to expect when you show up this Saturday. First of all, you want to come into the main parking lot here located.
And really what this guy is talking to us about is he's showing us that churches will use these leagues. Now, what Upward does is they are the first to incorporate an outside contractor in a church facility, basically paving the road for the rest of us that want to come in and run a camp like this. Now, they run leagues, and one of the reasons why Upward has not been successful is because they have relied on the church people, like you saw that gentleman there. He has to run the league all himself, which actually goes back to our first slide here, which causes burnout amongst a lot of employees. A lot of our children's ministers had already had a full-time job running the children's ministry at a church, and then they were also asked to run Upward Sports. And so the impact of this video shows us is that if you can bring a contractor in that doesn't make that guy have to run the league or run the camp himself, he would be thrilled. This is like offers a program without requiring anything else from the children's minister. Our second thing here is that we are looking at church programs. Parents are looking for church programs. There's somebody at my door. And whenever the church offers a program, they trust that particular program. So you can see here from the Methodist Church that they have 5 great outreach opportunities for families. Families are consistently looking for more types of programming within their particular church. So, having a movie night, and having a paint party, having these different types of activities that they're encouraging. The problem with all of these activities is that these programs are ones that are relying on the children's minister to have to run. And so if we can offer a program that parents trust and parents like, and it doesn't add to the children's minister burnout rate, then we are going to be successful and they're going to want to bring us on. We've had a number of those. By the way, some of these things they've actually had us do. So like a Saturday night night out or a movie night out, we've actually done all of those things for churches as a contractor and not relying on the church staff who they're already there 6 days a week and then we want them to be there on Saturday too. That's just not fair to them. The last thing here is that after VBS camps solve a major problem for churches in that churches run a vacation Bible school from 9 to 12 in the morning, and at 12 o'clock, what do you do with the kids? Parents are working or there's nowhere for them to go. So what we offered was to be able to have a 12 to 4 time, which basically is a childcare to some degree, but it's also a sports camp time. Parents are excited their kid is having a great time playing dodgeball and different things. Here's another company who offers something similar to what we offered, and they are across the country as well, and they are called Mega Sports.
Hey everyone, I'm Coach Tom, and I can't wait to see you at Mega Sports Camp. You'll get to practice your favorite sports, sing fun songs, and have a great time hanging out with your friends. And speaking of friends, Mega Sports Camp is a great time to invite your friends from school or your sports teams who don't go to church. Together, we'll find out how to be great teammates who have team spirit. I'll see you there.
He's a little cheesy, but it is definitely one where this is helping solve a problem for churches. The impact of this video is it just shows us that this is a need that is not only here in Dallas-Fort Worth, but it's a need that a lot of churches are facing across the country. And if you can be able to come in and offer this, then you can really be able to capitalize and help a church. I am now open for questions. All right, so there's the opener. And here is the side hustle for the Persuader. So today we're going to be looking at Triumph Sports versus our rival company here, a rival side hustle, which is Dog Walkers R Us. They've decided that they want to have a side hustle by walking dogs to make money. And the first argument that we want to give is that that camps are really, really profitable. If you don't get enough campers for your camp, you can always just cancel the camp. And so for us, there's no expenses to run the camp if you don't run the camp. So you're out maybe a little bit of marketing or something like that, but not very much, maybe less than $100 invested into a particular camp to run, whereas if it cancels, there's nobody signs up, you just cancel it and there's no loss. You don't have to pay employees if the camp's not happening. Here was a guy who online gave a tutorial on how little kids could make money, and he used summer camps as an example.
Hi guys and girls, I'm Steve, the creator of HowToMakeMoneyAsAKid.com, and in this module we're going to talk about how to do a summer camp. Now, summer camps are awesome ways to make money. I have some kids that the interview are actually my wife's cousins who have done this for years. They started when they were 11 and 13. They did it together, and they make in 2 weeks they make $1,500 to $2,000, and basically it's just babysitting with a plan for kids. I mean, it's amazing. So I'm super excited to get you started on this.
So as you can see, what this video shows us is that this guy actually could teach an 11 and a 13-year-old how to run their own summer camp and make way more money. My niece did this too. She was 19 and she traveled down to Laguna Beach and Newport Beach, and Beverly Hills in California, and ran cheerleading camps and made, I think, $10,000 between about 3 or 4 weeks. I mean, she just cleaned up, and it just shows us that our side hustle is something that is incredibly profitable, incredibly easy to run. Another thing is that you only have to work seasonally. So like you literally could run this sports camp in the summer and be a teacher during the year, or you could just take a couple weeks vacation from your job and go run the sports camp during the couple weeks that you're off, or maybe your company gives you time off, or maybe you hire employees, which we'll talk about in a second here, to run it. But it basically is just a seasonal thing. So it's not like it's a 52 weeks a year thing. Like dog walking is literally going to be every single day, all year long, and it's taking a lot of your time to do that. And so here are a couple of camps that I wanted to show you. The first one is in Irvine, California, and it's Saddleback, which is a massive church, and they run this basketball camp. Here's a look. That's an example. And by the way, my numbers estimate that what they have at this camp is about 150 kids. And being Southern California, they're probably looking at about $200 a camper. That's kind of what their going rate is here. Highland Park for me is about 180. And so doing those numbers, this camp right here that you're looking at would generate 30 grand in gross revenue. Now that doesn't pay the employees and the marketing and whatever you have to pay back to the church, but that's just gross revenue. Pretty good side hustle to have. Here is another one where you can see parents are looking for programming, and this is the YMCA. Now, this is not a church, but you're looking at when it's summertime, people want something to do that's fun.
You just heard it. Certainly feels like summertime already, but it's still technically a little more than a month away. So if you need a fun and active way for your child to stay busy, look no further than the YMCA's summer camp program. Senior Program Director Erin Fielder joins us live now. Erin, thanks for coming on board this morning.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, hard to believe the kids are almost already ready to be back out of school on summer break. So much for them to see and do this summer through the Y.
Yeah, we've got tons to offer. We've got 15 locations through Hillsborough and Pasco County. We've got everything from golf to gymnastics to horseback riding. So much to offer that we're sure every family will be able to find a place where they belong.
And when you think about summer camp, Erin, you certainly think about being outdoors, the outdoorsy activities. What all can you offer us there? You said horseback riding?
Yeah.
That's certainly unique.
Yeah, that's over in Camp Christina at our Riverview location. But we've got golf, we've got outdoor education. A lot of our team building activities take place outside. We've got sports, golf. Lots to offer.
No short.
So you can see there, like these are camps that people are looking for, and they're looking for them on a seasonal basis. So what these videos really show us is that you can have this side hustle. It's only a few weeks a year, and it can be incredibly profitable. The last one here, the last thing I want to talk about is that you can, with a sports camp, you can hire a staff. In fact, you have to hire a staff of people that can help you run the camp. But as a dog walker, if you tried to hire a staff of people, they may not do the expectation you want to walk that dog, and it could hurt your business. And it would probably not be very profitable. Like the homeowners only has a certain level of money they're willing to spend on a particular dog walker. And whereas when it comes to sports camps, I can leverage 10, 15 campers for every one coach, whereas it's hard for you maybe to walk 10 dogs at one time. I don't know. I think that would probably be difficult, and it's your own personal time that you would have to spend every day, usually probably in the morning, and you may not have that time as well. Here's a video as well on hiring staff and the importance of how they would help build your wealth. Okay, and that just shows you that hiring your own staff. What this video shows you is that you can delegate. You can have people working to make you wealthier without you actually having to physically be at that camp. Now you want to be there probably when the camp starts and maybe when it ends on that first day to make sure everything's going okay, and then throughout the week periodically popping in on them or whatever to help out. But for the most part, my staff, staff members, the way that a business model is set up like this is that staff would run it and you would just be managing them. I am now open for questions. Okay, so now on to the side hustle, the closer. The first argument of why you should definitely choose our side over the Dog Walkers R Us company is that there's just less risk of failing. Sports camps are something that everybody needs, and you've seen so many different avenues of where people can get this. You saw 11 and a 13-year-old that can run this type of camp and make a ton of money doing it. This is the ideal idea of a side hustle. The impact of this is that if you go and try to invest in a dog walker, they really can't leverage their time and hire employees and do all of that. That would be a really difficult thing for them to do. Whereas with us, leveraging staff is exactly what the whole business model requires. Number two, you should invest in our side hustle because churches need programs to reach out to the community without adding to their plate. You don't want church members facing burnout, and they are under great pressure by their church staff, by the leadership there, and by the church congregation to get more programs. Like pretty much some people at churches are like, whenever the doors are open, people are going to be there for whatever program they're offering. And so if children's ministers have to run a basketball camp or a dodgeball camp, that is just not good use of their time. And that's not a good use of their skill set either. They might not have any experience in basketball. Hiring a contractor that all they do is do basketball camps, that is going to be a huge advantage. So the impact of this is that let's eliminate burnout. Let's give churches more programs, and let's leverage their time so they're reaching the community. Finally, the last reason you should invest in side hustles is because parents are always looking for quality programming. My friend Andy over in California, I used to work with him at Skyhawks. He left Skyhawks as well and started his own sports camp company called Assist Athletics. He makes great money doing it, and he coaches kids after school and during the summer, really kind of on a part-time basis, and makes enough to provide his whole family income for the entire year by doing this. So the impact of this is that dog walking is a nice thing, great profession, great idea, but not nearly going to have the bang for your buck that a side hustle like a sports camp would have. Thank you.